Welcome back to my channel. This is Andy in Singapore. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I'd like to remind you to do so now. Alright, click the like and subscribe buttons because I've got new videos uploaded every week just for you. In today's video, we are going to do a very quick review of the Orient Revival Series. And this watch here is a limited edition. This is the Rainbow LE. Reference number for the watch is RA-AA0E07B. Very long reference number, and forget it, let's just call this one the Rainbow LE. So as the model name implies, this one here features this multi-colored hour markers, and to be honest, I really like this look. But the moment Eric passed me this watch, I was, saying how good it looks. Alright, very interesting hour markers. Each and every hour marker here has a different color, ranging from red, I think it goes to some kind of vermilion red and orange, yellow, blah blah blah, and it goes from blue to purple, closer to the 11 o'clock mark here. So with the lens zoom in just a little bit, I'd like to share with you some more information on this watch. It is essentially the same watch as the Orient World Map that I reviewed sometime last year, and I must tell you that I prefer this one more than the Orient World Map, in the sense that this one here has got a less messy dial. And moving on to the specifications of this watch, it's got a case size of 43.2mm. Total thickness for the watch is 14mm. Do bear in mind it is rather thick, and I think it is largely due to the fact that the case back protrudes quite a bit. Lug width on the Rainbow LE here is 20mm. We've got this cushion or helmet shape here, and I think you can safely say this one here is more or less a lugless design. L to L here is also very manageable, comes in at 46.6mm. So together with the lugless or hidden lux design, I think it is going to be no problems at all, totally wearable. The Orient Revival is powered by Orient's in-house movement F6922, and I think this is a similar movement to Seiko's 4R36. And despite not having a screw-down crown, this watch is rated to 200 meters water resistance. Just some more information not listed on Orient's website. This watch here has got a rather big crystal. Right, so most of the watch is dial or crystal. It's got a crystal size of 37.8mm, but due to the internal bezel here, so it doesn't click or doesn't ratchet, but it is free to rotate, non-screw in and all that. I think this should be a dive time, because this is a dome mineral crystal and there's a bit of a distortion going on here. Okay, not too much, okay, but still enough to cause a distortion at weird angles over here. Street price for the Orient Revival LE Rainbow is $458. Go down to our boutique, speak very nicely to Eric and his team there. Pretty sure you can get a good discount if you mention my name. And before I forget, let me just take some time to thank our boutique for so generously loaning in this watch for the review. So let's quickly move on and talk about the case design and the build quality. This watch here has got an all black dark IP coating or plating all over the watch case. Alright, only the case back is not plated, and that's for obvious reasons, because if you plate the case back after wear and tear, after wearing on your wrist for a while, the plating might just come off. So they've plated the entire case, the crown, the bezel, everything except the case back, and upon close inspection, the plating is not so much black, I would say it's a very dark gunmetal finish, and dark enough for it to pass off as black. And we've got a really nice brush finish at the top of the case as well as the side of the case. Alright, so even this engine turn bezel here, this coinage bezel, is nicely coated. Right, although the bezel here is shinier than the rest of the watch. Alright, so the case back here, the underbelly here, is also scooped very much like the Seiko turtle or the tortoise. Okay, but I would say there's a lack of curve at the mid case, right? The mid case here is more or less straight with very little curve, and we've got two crowns here. The one at 3 o'clock would be the one for setting hand and setting time, and the crown at 4 o'clock is the one that moves or rotates the bezel, inner dive bezel here. There is no backlash or lag alright, free play or anything like that. So in terms of case design, I would say this one here has got a lot of character to it. You would definitely not mix this up with any other watch designs. Okay, I don't really recall seeing a watch that looks similar, alright, although most people would say this one here can pass off as a Seiko turtle look-alike. As I mentioned earlier, I think the lack of curves here makes it pretty much different. And moving on to the dial design here, we've got largely this black and silver design going on throughout the watch. So black case, silver markers and all that. But of course, we've got the standout features of the Rainbow LE being the rainbow colored markers. They are definitely the standout features. Alright, so one look at this watch, the first look, you will definitely feel, wow, this watch here is indeed very special. Alright, very good looking. And I would say this is a really fun watch to have, fun watch to look at. Alright, not so much for the overall build quality, because I think this watch here, in terms of build quality, materials, even the plating here, it is still rather basic. Alright, nothing fantastic, nothing fanciful, but in terms of dial design here, these rainbow looking markers, they just bring the watch to the next level. But to be honest, I'm not a big fan of this day-date opening over here. If you ask me, I think the watch will look much better. Alright, I think much better if we do away with the day-date complication and instead just put another colored hour marker. I think that would be a better choice for this design. Let's take a look at the Lume Shot of the Orient Revival, and over here you can see that the hour markers here are also Lume. The part where sort of a head of the matchstick markers over here. Alright, so obviously the rainbow markers here are not Lume, but they've included this small little Lume dots over here, as well as the watch hands, hour minute hands are Lume, and the Lume pip as well. Not too sure if this level of Lume quality is as good as those divers such as the M4s or even the Kamasu. Alright, it does look like starting to fade as we speak over here. And now we've zoomed back out for a fake wrist shot of the Orient Revival Rainbow. Despite being a slightly bigger watch and without much curves to the mid case, I would say this watch is still okay. It is wearable, doesn't look funny or cartoon on my slightly smaller wrist here. There is a bit of a lug gap due to the fact that the mid case is rather straight and lacking curves and all that, but I don't think overall wearability is a problem. And over here we have a size comparison between the Orient Revival and the Speedmaster. Okay, so both watches, they have multiple crowns here, multiple crowns and pushers, but you definitely see that the Orient Revival here is the bigger watch among the two. So in summary, I would say the Orient Revival Rainbow LE is definitely a watch for you to consider if you're looking for something different. Alright, so this watch is not for somebody who wants to look for something that is of high specs, high level of build quality. This one here is more or less for the overall looks, the colors, and this cheerful vibe that you're getting from this watch. The moment I look at this watch, I had a big smile on my face because I thought, alright, it looks pretty special. So there you have it. That was my full review of the Orient Revival Rainbow Limited Edition. Definitely a playful and fun watch if you're looking for something different. Now, if you like this watch, if you like this video, if you like George, alright, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'll see you every week for new watch review videos. This is Andy in Singapore. Bye bye.